Hello, my name is Jennifer Pipes. I want to welcome you this beautiful afternoon to our webinar. It's called Blogging for Your Website. I want to introduce myself. Again, my name is Jennifer. I'm the Digital Marketing Manager. If you're interested in contacting me, feel free to copy down my email now, or you will be receiving a recording and you can email me with any of your questions and feel free to contact me. Well, you are probably in this webinar right now because this is how you feel when you're thinking about blogging. It can be very overwhelming. How do I even get it started? What do I write about? So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over some basics. We're going to talk a little bit about the technical aspects of getting started with blogging and what you have to do with some software. And then we're going to go into certain steps you need to take to make sure that you're blogging the right way. And then we're going to finish up with some SEO best practices that are going to help you get found. So we're going to start with step one about hosting your own blog. So hosting is the place where your blog lives. It's the space or the house where it lives. Now, what I recommend for all people when they blog is to make sure you have your own domain and a hosting package. So, for example, most companies that I talk to do have their own name. For example, www.toplong.com, www.fillingyourname.com. So I recommend that if you do not have that, you need to get one. Most people do because you already have your own website with a typically branded domain. Now, one of the things you probably do is you host your website somewhere. You need to get a hosting package. One of the things that you'll read about blogs, there's a lot of free blog sites out there. Now, everybody tell you blogs are free. Well, those free blog sites host your blog for free, but what they do to make money, because nothing's free, is they feature ad on the blogs, and they don't have their branding. They put their branding on there, like Tumblr offers a free blog, but you'll see Tumblr all over. And they have a lot of customization. They don't offer you the customization that you can get when you have your own host and you have your own domain. Also, when you use a free blog site and free hosting, you have to use their URL or the domain name. So it's going to typically look like yourblog.blogspot.com when it shows up in searches, or your blog, whatever you call your blog, .tumblr.com. When you host and use your own domain, it's going to look like www.yourcompany.com/blog/ whatever your topic is. Typically, that's how you would put it out there. Now, also about the free blog sites, I want to just give you a heads up about that. You don't own your blogs when you're on those sites. They own what they can do with those blogs. So if they don't like a blog or if it's reported, it can be taken down on one of those free sites and they can delete it. And also your uploads of your videos and images can be limited. Now, the cost for self-hosting is around $5 to $10 a month, so it's very, very affordable. And again, for step one, I recommend that you host your own blog, have a domain if you don't already have one. If you have a website and you have your own branded domain or any type of domain that you like, you already have one, you probably have a hosting package, use it. So that takes us right into step two. Okay, so you have your hosting package and you have your own domain. You need to have somewhere that builds your blog, and that's a blogging software. So what you need to do is pick the one that fits what you need. Now, Real Green, for our blogging, we use and we build our websites on WordPress. I highly recommend WordPress. It is a fantastic blogging software. It is super user-friendly. It's been vetted for years. It has great customizations and a lot of plugins to do what you want. You can really razzle-dazzle this blog very easily. It is super fast to install. It takes about 5 minutes if you have a WordPress site, and they offer great support in their forums. So if you are new to blogging, something like using WordPress.org, and WordPress.org is the self-hosted, WordPress.com is the free one, so make sure that you are using the self-hosted versus the free. If you are new to blogging though, and you really want to have a lot of help or feel like you have like the wizard tools there, go with WordPress. This chart here shows a little bit about the very popular blog software sites. And as you can see, 48% of the blogging sites do use WordPress, with 39% being self-hosted. So very recommended. Step 3, when you do a blog, and I know this seems crazy that I'm telling you this, but it's something that is very commonly missed with new bloggers, is you need to plan a timeline of your posts. A calendar, take 6 months, plan out when you're going to blog. Your blogs need to be consistent. You're going to be trying to get subscribers to your blogs. If you're somebody who's subscribing to a blog or a regular reader, you're expecting regular content. When things come in willy-nilly or every now and then, you don't feel like that person or that company or that blogger is delivering you reliable results. So really consistently, and you don't have to choose your topics right away. Just pick out the dates that you want to blog, and then we're going to pick out in your calendar, you're going to start filling in where you're going to be promoting it. So at the end, when we talk about promotions, remember to go back to your timeline and start filling in when you're going to promote it, how you're going to promote it. Put those all on the calendar. It helps you be accountable. It helps you keep on track. And then blogging becomes part of your timeline and your day-to-day. One of the things that I hear with customers, because we have a lot of people who are owners of companies, but they're also involved very heavily in operations and day-to-day work, is they don't have the time. You do have the time to do this if you make it a part of your day, and a calendar does do that for you. So the question that is going to come up the minute we talk about calendars is, how often should I post? And at minimum, you need to post bi-weekly. And that is at Real Green what we post here, is bi-weekly at minimum. The best, though, is weekly. A weekly blog definitely is the most consistent. But if you can't do weekly, don't just blog to blog, because it's garbage in, garbage out. If you deliver bad quality and bad content and you're just doing it to get it out every week, eventually you're going to lose your subscribers. You're going to lose that trust and that credibility. So do whatever is consistent and that you can actually commit to. Now, another thing about how often should you post is you need to look at your competitors in the market. Are your competitors blogging frequently? And if they are, that's a clear sign that you need to be doing that too. And we talked a little bit about balancing your quality and quantity. Make sure you do that. One of the things, though, that I do want to discourage people from is blogging daily. I think it's a mistake that a lot of new bloggers use, is they go overzealous and all into it. The thing about it is that your blogs, when you blog daily, your blog's only going to stay up at the top of your page or being promoted just once. It's one day and it's gone. Take some time. When we talk about promotion, use that time to promote the content you put out there. You really put effort into it. Use some time to promote it. So remember, weekly is best. Bi-weekly is at the minimum. And also don't forget to put in your timeline when you're going to be doing your A/B testing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. Now, going on, and I don't have this up here on the screen, so it's for those of you who are listening in and not just reading it, the length of a post. That is the biggest question I get whenever I have classes, is what is the best length of a post? The minimum length I have found for a blog post, and you're going to hear somewhere around this from other people, the minimum length I have found is 500 words. Anything less than that is just not going to get you any type of search engine juice, and it's really not going to make it something that people are going to read. It's not long enough. It's going to feel more like a Facebook post, or even some kind of long text. The average, or the ideal, is between 1,000 and 1,500 words. Now I'm going to tell you from searchmetric.com, the average top ranking content in Google is between 1,140 and 1,285 words. So there you go. What's ranking is run right there between that 1,000 and 1,500. Remember though, don't just write words to write words. If you can answer the pain point of the question in your blog within 500 to 1,000 words, do that. People are going to come back. I just want to give you the ideals and the minimums, and you do whatever delivers the best content. Step 4 I want to talk about right now is the design of the blog. So when you go in and you use your blogging software, and especially if you use WordPress, there are thousands of designs that you can do. But there's some things that you should do and some things you shouldn't do. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. The one thing you need to do is make it fit your website and your company personality. So don't go very formal. If you have a very fun website, just make it all flow. Make it look like one big part of your website if you do have a website. Or if your company is a really fun, hip company, have your blog match that. Okay, use white space and bullets. I'm going to tell you a statistic from HubSpot that's really good. 43% of people admit to just skimming blogs. They don't really read it. They just kind of look it over. And we all know, and we've all done it, the way we skim is we go to the bullet points and we go to those hyperlinks or things that are underlined. So don't overdo it, but realize, get your main points in with the bullets, space things out. People are deterred from reading a very long blog if it's all smashed together and it doesn't have any space. I want you to remember, don't use a dark background and white text. And I have an example right next to it of right here, of a blue dark background and white text. You might think it looks cool, but people hate it. And you're not writing your blog for what you want, you're writing your blog for your readers. So that's a big no-no in blog design, is not to do that. Also, when you have a blog page, there's going to be a sidebar. So you'll have your blog, and sometimes there's a chance to have a sidebar over here, usually on the right. Do not put anything in there. And in fact, don't even use the sidebar. Don't put anything in there that you think, your reviews. Don't put your awards. Make pages for those. Definitely don't put in your sidebar anything that you have up in your navigation menu. For example, the contact page or the About Us or any of your services. You want your readers to focus on your images and your headlines. Make your blog page be your blog page. Okay, so we've heard a little bit about getting some software for a blog, a little bit about designing a blog. So you're saying, great. Now, Jennifer, what do I write? And most people are going to think with a blog is that they have a story to tell. And you're going to hear people say this a lot. What's your story? What's your story? I'm going to tell about my company. I'm going to tell about me. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't do that. When you do pick your topics, people don't want to read about you or that you've been in business 40 years or any of those kind of stories that you think are really great. You need to focus on what people are searching for, and those are typically pain points. So you're going to write, you're writing for the searchers, the prospects, and the customers out there. I'm going to teach you how to write for the search engines, but the biggest mistake that new bloggers make is they write for the search engines, but they never figure out what the searcher is looking for. So if you think you have a really great story and you write it and you search engine optimize it, great, but nobody's looking for it, doesn't matter. It's like building a really great product that no one, it just doesn't matter. So I'm going to teach you how to pick some of your topics because this is the second biggest question I get. What should I write about? And it's very overwhelming. Believe it or not, you know a lot of things. And you know a lot of things about what people are searching for. So you're going to do keyword research. And this keyword research is going to give you ideas. And then you're going to write some things that you know. And then I'm going to teach you what I mean when I say go broad. So one of the things you can use is a keyword planner. And if you have a Google AdWords active account, there's a keyword planner built in there. Or if you have a website developer or a marketing company who's doing that for you, you might be able to get some keyword ideas from them. Or there's other free keyword tools. What I used here was Google AdWords, and I put in a keyword idea of lawn care companies. I'm a lawn care company. I think maybe people look that up. So what it brought up was it brought up the average monthly searches, and it brought up all these keywords that people are actually looking for. On average, people look up the word landscaping, 110,000 searches throughout the United States. So in your keyword planner, you could probably even narrow it down to your geolocation. Remember, though, that you need to not pick the biggest term. I know it looks like I should write a topic on lawnmowers because those have the biggest searches. Well, typically, though, don't forget that a lot of competitors are also doing that too. So if you want to look for words that have volume, but also look for words that have some niches that you can go into, or some what's called long tail keywords, which are keywords that have more than 3 or 4 words in them. Those kind of keywords are going to help you get a smaller group, yes, but you probably have less competition to get found for those, and you're going to be driving more traffic. Okay, here's another great tool you can use, which everyone has. It's the actual Google search bar itself. And one of the search queries, if you're in any type of lawn care company, is how do I fight dandelions? That's one of our bread and butters. So we use the Google searches related to. So you put in search query, how to fight dandelions, and then at the bottom of the page, and sometimes you'll see it at the top, it'll say searches related to how to fight dandelions. And one of the things I could do would be, maybe one of my titles is best way to get rid of dandelions permanently, or best time to spray dandelions. These are all great blog ideas for you, because when I filled this in, Google is telling me that people are looking this up too in a significant amount. Another thing that you have from Google that they offer in the search bar is the autocomplete. This is where you're going to find what I was talking about, those long tail keywords, which are 3 or more keyword phrases that are used when they want to purchase something. They're closer to the purchase. The more people type in, the more specific they are, and typically more down the sales funnel they are. If I type in lawn care, I'm probably kicking tires about lawn care companies. If I type in lawn care company in Walled Lake, Michigan, that will fight dandelions in April, I'm really looking for something. I'm more specific. I am down the sales funnel more. So what I put in there is we're going to talk about mosquito control right now. And we're going to pretend I'm a company who has a license to spray for mosquitoes. And I wrote in there how to keep mosquito when I stopped. And then I saw the majority of people on Google are finishing up with these 4 search terms: away from the house, out of the yard, from biting, or out of your house. Great blog ideas right there. How to keep mosquitoes out of your house. Right there. There's your blog. People are searching for it. You have a greater potential to be found. So you got some ideas of what to do with topics, and I want to talk about what it means about going broad, and then we're going to talk a little bit about delegating real quickly. Going broad means not limiting yourself to what you do. Many lawn care companies don't do tree removal or tree spraying, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be blogging about it. You need to blog about things that people are searching for, but know that if somebody's looking about tree spraying or tree care, they're probably interested in lawn care too. So I use this, I'm in marketing, and I do digital marketing, and we have print marketing here. If I wrote a blog about print marketing, more than likely, I know that a person looking at print marketing is going to be interested in other types of marketing. So even though I'm a digital marketer and I wrote about print marketing, I know that once that person builds trust and I build credibility, when they start looking for digital marketing, they're probably going to call me. So think about really what the purpose of a blog is to build trust and build those credibility. And when you talk about other things you don't do, that are still related, you start developing that credibility and that trust. So that's what I mean about go broad. Don't limit yourself to what you only do or know. And don't be afraid that that's going to drive anything to the competition. If anything, it's going to bring you customers when they need your services. Another thing people do is called guest blogging or have a guest writer. Everybody knows somebody who can offer something. Talk to somebody. If you know somebody who's really good at a service you do, have them write a blog for you. Believe me, if you ask somebody, they'll do it. And also delegate to others in your company. You could be the marketer right now. You could be the owner. I have a team of people right now with me. I have a customer service specialist who knows so much about customer service, specialist, and SEO specialist. Really, those are who If I want a specific blog, or I want to learn something, or I want to teach something different to people or solve a go to, really look at all the people in your company and what they could offer you, even if it's just ideas. Go to your techs, ask them what they're hearing from the customers out there. What are the questions? Even if they're not writing the blog, they can provide all of these great blog ideas for you. Okay, step 5. We've talked a little bit about the blog and our topics, and now you have a topic you're going to write on. You know, you have your software, you know what your blog's going to look like, but you need to consider the back end and how the search engine's going to look at it too. And we're going to mix it up a little bit about how the reader looks at it and how the search engine looks at it, but it's really important to optimize it. Now, I've read things where people have said that optimization shouldn't be a worry for first-time bloggers, and I wholeheartedly disagree. I think that you could write a great blog, but if you don't optimize it properly, there is a possibility that it won't rank. And one of the things you're doing is to get it found in searches and also be read. So we want it to get found. And I'm going to teach you a few things on here. I have 5 things on here we're going to talk about that will help it get found. Now, if you use something like a WordPress, things like Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T, that can help you with these types of SEO that will fill it. They'll tell you exactly what to do and fill it in for you. So with your blogging software, don't become overwhelmed with it. Look for a plugin, look for help, and just if you know what these basics are, usually it will help you fill it in, or it'll even guide you or give you a wizard of how to do it. The first thing we're going to talk about is headline or title, and we're going to talk about putting keywords or geolocation in that. We're going to talk about your URL. We're going to talk about meta description. And we're going to talk about the alt text or optimizing images, internal links, driving prospects to other parts of the website, and show the search engine how relevant your site is. So right now we're going to talk about where does the headline or title show in the search results. So why is it important for us to have this headline? And the thing that we do is when we search, we see all of these types of searches here. All the organic searches are delivered like this. Well, when you fill out a headline or title in your blog, it comes up right at the top. It's usually in that purple. And remember, it is the first contact your reader is going to have with your blog. So you only have a few seconds to catch interest. So you need to make sure that one, it's interesting, which we're going to talk about, and include a keyword or two is very important for the relevancy. If I'm looking at about dandelions or weeds and how to get rid of them, if I look at this and say 10 awful weeds and how to kill them, and I looked about at that, that's relevant. That's what I want. I'm going to click on that. Now, remember in your title, in SEO, you can only have about 70 characters in your headline for it to show. If you have more than those, it's fine, but realize that Google is going to truncate it or cut it off at 70 characters. So try to get your keywords in your first 70 characters and only put 1 or 2. Do not stuff all your keywords in the title. That's called keyword stuffing, and Google and the search engines don't like it. So one keyword, 2 keywords at the most. Remember to make it relevant and that it's the first contact. So now we're going to talk about, well, what should my headline or title be? I have the back end. I know how many characters it should be. I understand the SEO, but you got to pique people's curiosity, and you got to include the keyword you want to rank for. So there's some styles of headlines or titles I want to talk about. One of the most read blog types ever is list. Everybody loves lists, bullet points, top 10s, top 5s. Those are great. You must do them. Always include them. I gave an example in red, 4 ways to get rid of mosquitoes in your Chicago backyard. So in there, I included about getting rid of mosquitoes, and I included a geolocation Chicago because that's the area I'm targeting for. Helping your website get found in different locations when you're a service industry can be helped by blogs that are geolocated or geo-targeted. So remember that when you're doing blogs, don't overdo it, but remember this is one part of your whole digital marketing plan. Blog or headlines or titles that are too good to be true. Those people love those. They always read them. I know we always say, oh, it's too good, but we always go in and read it because we're always looking for that. We want to believe it. Free lawn care that adds $10,000 to your Jacksonville property value. Don't lie in your headline, When you have something that's really great and you think people are going to go, oh, there's no way that can happen, perfect headline for you. Offer free resources like white papers. Those are really great. When I feel I'm getting something for a company without having to pay for it, that builds some credibility with me. It does build trust. And in teaching is what helps people really like your company. I put in here how to identify pests that are killing your trees in the Tampa area. Maybe I'm a lawn care company, but I put that out as a white paper about my trees, about trees. That would be a great way to go broad, offer a free resource. Perfect. Okay, any industry secrets you have? Everybody wants to get into the secret. Everybody wants to know how the magician makes the woman disappear. If you can do things that are secrets, but really not secrets, do so. I have one here, top 5 lawn care tips the experts don't want you to know. So maybe there's 5 lawn care things people could do for free that maybe, you know, they would think the experts wouldn't want you to know, but it's something you want your customers to do anyways. And that would be a great title for you. So as you can see, I have just 4 examples: lists, too good to be true, free resources, secrets. There's lots of others. I just want to make sure that your headline is interesting and people want to continue reading it. Okay, now we're going to talk about testing your headlines for the same copy. So copy writing, it's everything but your headline, and you need to do what's called A/B testing. You need to do that for your headlines. You need to do that for the call to actions we're going to talk about. You need to talk about anything that are in buttons or clickable buttons on your blog or even your website. You need to test those against each other. And what you do is you promote those with different headlines and different copies in the same places. So you try to make it apples to apples and see where people respond. And as you see in the infographic, that the person that had the green, we'll call it the green block, they responded more and looked like they had 2 images on their page and 1 headline. 54% of people responded to it better than the 46. Reebok tested some call to actions, and I wanted to give this to you. It's called Join the Reebok newsletter versus Join and Save. Join and Save resulted in a 40% increase in email subscribers. So always be testing, always A/B test. Your headlines are no different. Okay, after the headlines, we're going to talk about meta descriptions and where do they appear in the search results. So when we write the meta descriptions, it comes up right after the URL here. So it's all of this extra copy that you read that almost looks like it's getting to a paragraph about what the company or about what the page is about. And that's exactly what it is. It is a 160-character snippet that tells the search engine, and then the search engine tells the reader what the blog content is about. Make sure you do your meta descriptions and make sure it is not the same as your headline. I have read so many of these search results where it will say 10 awful weeds and how to kill them up here, and then it will say right here, 10 awful weeds and how to kill them. You just lost a lot of search engine optimization power, and my curiosity is not getting piqued anymore. So I want to talk about alt text now, and this is really interesting. Alt text is about images. So when you're in your blogging software, you're going to see the ability to do what's called optimizing images. And you should use images on your blog, and you should use videos. People respond to those. And as you can see over here, I have a picture of a puppy in green grass. That is how you and I as the reader see. It does not read a site or see a site like a human does with eyes. It actually reads the code in the back, and it reads the words. When you take a picture on a camera or you upload something, it's very often called something with a number, and that's exactly what Google or the search engines are going to read and index it or file it away as. So without the alt text, which is going to be a description you put in to tell the search engine what it is, it's going to see it as a number, and you want it to see it as a puppy in green grass. So your alt text for this picture would be puppy in green grass. Another thing I want to talk about is internal links. And internal links are really important in your blog. They drive your prospects or your readers to other parts of your website, and they show your search engine just how relevant your site is in relation to all of the user search. So you need to use something called anchor text to make internal links, and your blogging software can help that. And anchor text is the clickable text that's in blue. So I just gave a little example of a blog here, and I wrote, this is an example of a blog post that you're reading. I want you to put anchor text here to go to my page that shows how to kill dandelions. If someone clicks the blue words, they will go directly to my page about the topic. So they can go to another page in your website about that. Do not ever click here. If you want to know how to kill dandelions, click here. Don't do that. Make it an internal link, and it's a hyperlink. Also, don't ever have the link go to the home page. Enough people go there. They don't need to see your home page. That's not what the purpose of internal links are. Internal links should go deeper into the site and driving traffic into the site. People are going to your home page. You don't need to put anything else there. Also, do not have people go to the Contact Us. There's usually a link in the menu on this. So your internal links should not be doing anything where the menu navigation is either. Okay, step 6 is finish every blog with a call to action. This is absolutely critical. Every time you finish a blog, you want somebody to do something now, and you're going to tell them what to do. And a great call to action would be getting a reader to subscribe to your blog. And there are subscription services in the software of your blog. Use them. They're really easy, or go into the forum or talk to your website developer about them. It's really easy to get people to add their email and start building up your email subscriptions. And then what you can do is email your blog to them every week or every 2 weeks. So when you post a blog, it sends it out to everyone's email. That's your goal of your blog, is to start getting subscribers and build them. Don't ever use a click here again, like we just talked about. And what you're trying to do is get all your ducklings to follow Mama Duck. So I have some examples here of social media and different things that people said to do. Become friends, listen to our audios, like us on Facebook. These are all social media related, but it's just a good examples of how call to actions are. So don't ever put contact us or click here. Make people in your blog, try to get them to subscribe to it. Or if you are talking about fighting dandelions and you have a white paper about dandelions, ask them to sign up here for our free resource. Do things that fix their pain point and want them to keep coming back. The last step today in our webinar is going to be step 7, which is promote, promote, promote. Just because you write it or build it doesn't mean they will come. So I got 7 ways that you can promote your blog. One of them is email. Email out to people. This is through email subscriptions. So once people sign up for the email in your subscriptions, it will RSS feed or send out that subscription blog, however often you're blogging. Get them to sign up with their email and opt into your subscription service. Remember, it has to be opt-in. You can't spam people. Number 2, social media. Post it in social media. Go to other sites, go to your own site. You need to be your own PR and your promoter, or have somebody in your company do it who likes it. Number 3, put it on your website. Put your subscription sign up on your home page. So don't wait for people to go to the blog. Don't wait for people to find the blog. If you're getting customers coming to your website, for example, putting in offer codes or paying your bill, get them to see that you have a blog subscription also. Number 4, share your content in many places, like answering questions with blog posts. This is interesting. If you are going on to other sites, or you're going into LinkedIn, or you're going on to associations and you're in their forums, or you're commenting, answer your questions with your own blog, and then people are going to click on it. I've done it many times. I've clicked on people's many times where I've had an answer, and the answer it's been a blog. So definitely do that. Number 5, include links to your blog in your email signature. I don't know why people don't do this with a lot of things, especially we've had reviews. Anything you're doing, put it in your email. You're always emailing your people. It's a great way for them to see you, that you have a blog. Put it anywhere that you're doing customer contact with, where your customers can say, hey, here's a blog. Put what the blog subject is. Start piquing their curiosity. Number 6, re-promote your most successful content. In your blogging software, what content is driving the most traffic, especially when you look at your analytics for your website, you need to go back and re-promote that. Most bloggers get the most traffic from blogs that they've had a long time ago. Those blogs stay out there, they don't disappear, and the ones that are really good are going to keep getting found. And number 7, use Real Green products like our automated marketing assistant, like our print material, like our digital. And you can use 1 through 6 with all of our Real Green products. So if you do have a blog and you have certain products like AMA or any type of print or digital, call us up and we can help you incorporate your blog promotion in that. And now you are happy. You're no longer like the lady we saw in the beginning. You are excited to do your blog. And I just want to reiterate why you should be doing blogs. And if your competitors are doing it, and we need to remember that we increase trust, and blogs are rated the 5th most trusted source of online information on the web. And that came from a HubSpot survey, which is a very reputable company. So remember, blogs are rated the 5th most trusted source. You need to promote your business, and blogs can do it in its easy way. It's a great way to communicate with your customers. If you have a website, search engines like to see new content on websites all the time. Instead of changing up your keywords all the time or your basic copy, blogs let you do that. It lets the search engine see that you're changing things. And it aids with website traffic, because as the blogs get found, people are going to be driven to your website. Well, I hope that everyone enjoyed learning a little bit about Blogging 101. I'm going to see if there's any questions right now. Any questions that I see over there? Okay, I don't have any questions. I'd like to thank you all. Again, my name is Jennifer Pipes. When you get the recorded webinar, you can send me an email. I'll be happy to answer any questions, and enjoy the wonderful day.